This is a demonstration of key generation in Cogito Group's HSM through the Jellyfish portal. Once you are logged in as a user with appropriate permissions, navigate to Key Management, Key Generation. Here we are able to select certain properties for the key, such as algorithm, usage, and whether they are symmetric or asymmetric. In this example, I'll generate an asymmetric key pair. I'll keep the key export disabled for this example. I'll call it demo key and select the lunar partition. I'll now generate a second one and mark it as exportable to show the difference between the two. Navigate back to Keys and Configuration to see our keys. As you can see, there are 4 entries because each key is actually a key pair. This is asymmetric. We have private key, a public key, and then another private key, and public key, which are exportable. Public keys are always exportable, but private keys are only exportable if they're configured to be so during key generation. This one is not, but this one is. Next, I'll navigate to Key Export to show an example export of the public component for both. First, select the demo key public key, and we'll see that we can export the elliptic curve public key. We'll try to export the other one as well. As you can see, these are always exportable. Generate another key pair, this time as RSA. Navigate back to Key Export and export it. There it is. Leave the configuration for the wrapping key defaults as Jellyfish, which lets Jellyfish handle it. However, in the case of performing a BYOK, you would select one of these 3 options depending on your key type. Click Export. As you can see, our key is being exported. When you use Jellyfish, wrapping the key is end-to-end encrypted from the HSM to your browser, but once it gets to your browser, it will be decrypted. If that doesn't suit your use case, you can always navigate to advanced options and supply your own wrapping key. Doing so will allow the key to remain wrapped even when it's downloaded to your system. If you select one of the BYOK options, the key will remain encrypted or wrapped all the way to your target HSM. If we were uploading, for example, to Azure, the key would remain encrypted all the way from the Cogito Group HSM to the Azure HSM in your tenancy. Next, navigate to Key Import and import a public key which we exported earlier. Select a different key. I'll make sure it matches and select a partition where we want to import it. Click Import. As you can see, the key has been imported. If I search for this key in this list, you'll be able to still see it. Newly imported keys can also be disabled. I will show an example. If we disable this key, it can no longer be used within the Jellyfish system, but the key remains in the HSM. This is a good use case for key archival where you want to maintain the key in Jellyfish, but don't want it to be used in this environment. This is often used in conjunction with BYOK because you generate the key on the Cogito HSM and export them out into your cloud environment, and you want to keep an archived version of your key in the Jellyfish system. Another example is if you no longer need the key, you can simply delete it, and the key will no longer be in the HSM. Next, we'll show private key import. We'll call this demo key 2 and select our previously exported key. Select a partition where we want to import it. I'll keep it as Luna for now and select import. If your key was already encrypted beforehand, for example, if you performed BYOK from a cloud provider into Jellyfish, you would need to select the unwrapping key. However, in our case, I'm able to let Jellyfish handle the encryption. If we search for this key in the list, we will see our newly imported key.